Guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at quadratic equations. So this is one of my favorite topics in algebra. So we are solving for the solutions of a quadratic by using the quadratic equation. So what we did yesterday was factoring. Now we're actually going to use this equation and get the answers just like we did with factoring, except we'll just plug them in. This works well for things that are decimals, negatives, or even just utilizing part of it to tell if there is a solution, if there's not a solution, which we did not get into because of time. That would be called the discriminant, which we're not going to get into, but be on the lookout for that. And I'll tell you throughout this video what that means. Okay, so first, always make sure your equation is set equal to 0 because we want to solve for when y is 0, what is my x? Take out a, b, and c. Plug it into the equation and solve. And I'm actually going to teach you how to solve this step by step rather than just throwing the whole thing into your calculator, because there's just a lot of errors that can happen with exponents, square roots, negative signs, all that. So we just want to make sure you're getting this right. So we have 5p squared minus 52p plus 20 equals 0. And so I'm going to take out a, b, and c, 5, negative 52, and 20. I have my quadratic equation, negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. And this is not something that you will have to memorize. It's on your formula chart, so it's good to go. So your discriminant is actually b squared minus 4ac. If that number is 0, or if that number is negative, then that means I have no solutions. If it ends up being 0, I've got one solution. And if it ends up being a positive number, I've got 2 solutions. So that's kind of how we can tell if we're getting the correct answers. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up with parentheses first, like I typically do. That way we can see, where do I need to plug something in? So I have negative parentheses, plus or minus square roots, parentheses, squared, minus 4, parentheses, parentheses, all divided by 2, parentheses. So let's go ahead and fill this in. So typically what I like to go is in order, A, B, C. So where do I put that 5? That 5 is going to go next to the 4, and it's going to go down at the bottom with the 2 because that's where I have A and A. And that negative 52 is going to go after that negative sign at the beginning and at the beginning of that square root. And then that 20 just goes all the way at the end, close to that 4. So negative 52 plus or minus square root. Notice negative 52 squared, the negative 52 is in parentheses and the squared is on the outside of the parentheses. If you don't do that in your calculator, it's gonna give you a wrong number. So just make sure you have it right. Minus 4 times 5 times 20, whole thing divided by 2 times 5. Whew, this is a lot. So let's go through it. So negative 52. Let's work on that first. Negative cancel out. So that's just positive 52. Next, I want negative 52 squared, which is 2,704. And then I want 4 times 5 times 20, which is 400. Down at the bottom, 2 times 5 is 10. So in case you missed any of that, this is what I just said. So 52 plus or minus the square root of 2,704 minus 400, whole thing divided by 10. So now I'm going to simplify what is in the square root. So 2,704 minus 400 is 2,304. Okay, so now here's where it gets different. This is something new for you guys. Plus or minus. This is just a shortened way of saying that we need to add and then we need to subtract to get both solutions. So we're going to actually turn this into 2 separate problems. So let's go ahead. Get rid of this, this, and this. So x equals 52 plus square root of 2,304 divided by 10. And 52 minus square root of 2,304 divided by 10. Notice that I'm leaving it right here first. Okay, so if they ask you for the most exact answer, this is your most exact answer. So you would actually stop and give them that answer, because at some point, sometimes we're going to end up with decimals and we don't really want to do that. But for this, it's okay because I want you to see it full through. So this first one, 52 plus square root 2304, all divided by 10. You can throw that whole thing in your calculator. We get 10. Nice number. And then we throw this one and we get 0.4. And just like yesterday's factoring, we're going to list these out. So 0.4 and 10. I know, it's a lot. It really is a lot. So don't freak out. Just, it's going to be okay. Okay, let's do one more example, if I can catch my breath. Okay, so 5x squared plus 4x equals 12. Ooh, we got an issue that 12 is on the wrong side. So I need to move this guy over by subtracting 12, subtracting 12. These are not like terms. So I end up with 5x squared plus 4x minus 12 equals 0. I take out a, b, and c, 5, 4, and negative 12. I have my equation. Get rid of this and this and this. Set up my equation with my parentheses. So first 5, where does that go? By the 4, by the 2. A always goes by the numbers, by the 4 and the 2. B, where does that go? By the negative sign and by the exponent. And of course C, negative 12 goes all the way at the end. So here I have it filled in, negative parentheses 4 plus or minus square root, parentheses 4 squared minus 4 times 5 times negative 12, all divided by 2 times 5. So I am going to simplify this. Negative 4 plus or minus square root of 16 plus 240, all divided by 10. X equals negative 4 plus or minus square root of 256, all divided by 10. This was a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and separate this into two problems. So a plus or addition problem and then a subtraction problem. So negative 4 plus square root of 256, all divided by 10. And negative 4 minus square root of 256, all divided by 10. So we get 1.2 here, and we get negative 2 down on the bottom. And we're going to list out our x values. So negative 2, comma 1.2. Oh, that's a lot. And that's it. This is what we're going to be practicing today and tomorrow. So tomorrow, if you need a refresher, feel free to come back and watch this video. Okay? Thursday's our last topic. Make sure you have a TI Inspire calculator. Bye, guys.